All right, today we're jumping into Christina von Dreien's book, Uiteindelijk komt alles goed, which translates to Ultimately, Everything Will Be Okay. It offers a really different way of looking at the challenges we see in the world, and honestly, a pretty surprising path toward a better future.
So right from the start, the book hits you with this really reassuring message. It's not ignoring the fact that we're living in some strange, challenging times, but it kind of reframes the whole situation. It suggests this isn't the end, but maybe just one chapter in a much, much larger story, one that has a hopeful ending.
And that feeling of strangeness, that's key. The author suggests that this isn't just random chaos happening. No, it's a specific narrative, a story being told to us on a global scale. And it's a story that's been carefully designed to make us feel a certain way.
Okay, so if we're living in a story, the next logical question is, who's writing it? Well, the book has a very specific idea about that.
To get to the bottom of where all this pervasive global anxiety comes from, the book introduces a pretty powerful concept for us to think about.
And they're called the storytellers. Now, this doesn't just mean the public figures we see on the news. More importantly, it refers to the powerful unseen forces behind the scenes, the ones who, according to the book, are actually pulling the strings and writing the script we all live by.
And these storytellers, well, they have a playbook. The main goal? To keep humanity in what the book calls a low vibration state. Basically, emotions like fear, anxiety, and division. Their number one weapon is fear, especially the fear of death. And they use the media to create crises and just pump up that anxiety. The ultimate aim is to create a kind of technologized human, someone more controllable, disconnected from their spiritual core. But here's the real kicker. They are totally powerless without our belief and our fear.
But wait, it gets even deeper. The book suggests that even these super powerful storytellers aren't at the top of the food chain. They're actually puppets themselves, being controlled by non-human, ethereal beings from another dimension.
And this is probably the most crucial point in the whole book. These beings literally feed on the energy of human fear. Our fear is their power source, it's their food. Which means, if we're not afraid, they effectively starve.
Now, I know that sounds pretty intense, but this is exactly where the book pivots to a really empowering message. If fear is their food, then guess what? We hold the power to starve them. All we have to do is change what we're creating with our own consciousness. Let's look at how that's supposed to work.
The big solution here hangs on what the book calls a natural law of manifestation. The core idea is simple. Our collective consciousness, what we think, and more importantly, what we feel as a planet, is what actually shapes our physical reality.
And the book uses this brilliant metaphor to explain it. Think of your thoughts like a smartphone. It holds all the data, the blueprint for what you want to create. But your feelings are the charger. Without that emotional energy, the phone is just a useless brick. The feelings are what provide the power to make the blueprint real. So following that logic, just kind of wishing for a better world, doesn't cut it. The book argues there are a few steps. First, you have to actively visualize a perfect world. But then, and this is the most important part, you have to truly feel the love and the contentment of that world in your heart as if it's already here. It's that combination of thought and feeling that sends a powerful creative energy out into the collective.
This brings us to what is maybe the most striking and radically simple strategy in the entire book for changing the world.
So quick recap, the entire negative system that we've been talking about, the whole thing is fueled by one single emotion that we generate, fear.
So, how do you fight back against that? Well, the book's answer isn't to get angry or to protest. It argues those are also low vibration energies. The real answer is to just cut off the fuel supply.
And this right here is the absolute climax of the book's argument. The author claims that if a critical mass of people on Earth, all at the same time, were to simply be content with their lives for a single day, the entire fear-based system would collapse from energetic starvation.
Just one day. That's it. One day of collective contentment. And this idea just so brilliantly illustrates the book's core premise. Our internal state of being has immense external power. It suggests the greatest revolution isn't fought out there on the streets, but right here inside our own hearts.
Okay, so that's a pretty big idea. How do we actually contribute to that? How do we get to that global tipping point? Well, the book offers a kind of toolkit of simple, daily practices designed to raise our own energy.
And we're not talking about complicated stuff. These are small daily actions. Things like practicing gratitude, literally making a list of what you're thankful for, or spending just 2 or 3 minutes a day really feeling what a better world would be like. The book argues these aren't just passive, fluffy thoughts. They are powerful contributions of positive energy to the collective field.
It also touches on some more esoteric tools like telepathy, suggesting that we all have these forgotten natural abilities that could allow for a much deeper, more authentic connection with each other, way beyond the limits of technology.
But you know, ultimately, the book's message is about achieving inner freedom first. It's about becoming aware of the invisible stories and the energetic patterns that shape our lives, because only then can we truly choose something different.
And this leaves us with a final, really provocative question. Where does true power really lie? Is it in all the external actions we take, or is it in our collective internal state of being? The book makes its case pretty clearly. And what we do with that idea? Well, that's up to us.